people who you are and where you from?
What's up, man? This is Ronnie Real, Ronnie Too Real, too motherfucking real, baby. Out of St. Louis, Missouri, Walnut Park originator, man. You dig? Known all over the United States, man. So yeah, let's get it.
For sure, for sure. When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Man, I fell in love with hip hop, man. Shit. Man, it was here in the 80s, man. Shit. Growing up listening to Too Short, man, I had a grandfather, man, my step grandfather. He worked for the city of St. Louis, and he used to when he come home from work, after he towed cars or told cars get impounded, he'd come home with all kind of stuff he found in the inside. And one day he had these Too Short tapes. And
Yeah.
we put it on, man. We sneak and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like really sneaking and listening to Richard Pryor back in the day. You put Too Short on, man. And I was like, damn, you did. But it was already, I recognized it was something in me. So listening to his music kind of took my mind somewhere else at that young, man. I think I was about 11 to 12, man. My mom used to find my Too Short tapes and what you listening to, boy, you did. You heard me? And
Mm-hmm.
and shit, rip it, take the real out. No disrespect to Too Short at the time, but they come from a Christian background. Most of us born in St. Louis come from Christian backgrounds, man. So
Mm-hmm.
they went with it, but we'll just get another one. You know
Yeah,
what
for
I
sure.
mean?
Shout out Too Short,
Yeah,
from the
shout
Bay,
out to Short Dog. And I
from the
was in
Bay to
fifth.
St. Louis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And when I was in fifth grade, my mama had took me down to New Orleans. But this before Too Short. It registered in my life came in. Uh and my fifth grade teacher used to make us do our multiplications in the rhythm form. Shout out to Miss Lewis down in Algiers, Louisiana. And I was in fifth grade and she used to call me Rap and Rhyme. And she used to whip us back then. They could whip you, man. She had a paddle and you mess up, man. And I never wanted to get whooped, so I was flowing through that shit. And she like,
Yeah,
what, that nigga
yeah,
rapping his ass. You hear me? You know, you
yeah.
know, baby. So and LL Cool J was out there at that time, man. Shout out to LL, man. He was out with that bad album, man. And I remember coming home from school, couldn't wait to watch that I Need Love video, and I'm bad. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
So between Short on the East Coast and not Short on the West Coast and LL on the
East
East
Coast.
Coast. Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, you
For
did.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
what was it like for you growing up in Walnut Park?
Man, Walnut Park, man, my daddy never left the hood. You know what I'm saying? But back then I was born in 76, man. Not, I ain't
Okay.
ashamed of who I am, so I ain't afraid to
Yeah,
let it be known. But
damn right.
my father and them was coming out the Super Flat Mac era and shit. But back then, my daddy was a street hustler, but he had his hands he straddled the fence. He had his hands on the legal side and he was a street nigga. So we was in Walnut Park and but back then him and my mama used to get into it. And I remember I just got one sister. And I'm the baby, you know what I'm saying? The only son. So I remember they would get into it and man, we would be in the basement crying while they fight upstairs. And they broke up like when I was about 6. And so we moved out to UNC, the 8 Ball out there with my grandmother on there, Hanley and shit. So I bounced around and shit. And but my father always was there. But I bounced around, man, with my mother. And we bounced around all around St. Louis trying to find peace. And uh, one day she came home, man. We had got back then they used to bus kids to them county schools. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
getting busted out to South County, out in the Oakville district and shit. And one day we came home from school. I think I was like in third, fourth grade, and my mama say she was re-enlisting back in the army. We young, we don't know what that means. Re-enlisting. And so
Mm-hmm.
she said, we going to New Orleans. And so we left St. Louis when I was about 10. She took me to New Orleans, and I stayed there till I was about 12. You dig? And then we came back to St. Louis because my grandmother had cancer in the esophagus, and you dig? And my mother wanted to get close to her mother, so we came back to St. Louis probably like 89, 90 or something. And
Mm-hmm.
then I left. My dad, he was a street nigga, like I said, but he took off and left the city. And he showed up on one day. So from 12 to 14, I went to live with my dad down in North Cross, Georgia. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Then I
Okay.
got into a fight and got expelled from school down there. And we came back to St. Louis. And then I was I think I went to Normandy for a little short change of time, you know, because
Okay.
I stayed with my auntie. I went back to the hood on the old Hamley. And shit. And I went to Normandy for a little short time. Then my mama came, got me from my auntie house out on Hamley. Say, son, we moving to California. And me and my cousin Kenny Mack, one of the Misfits, original Misfits, man, me and him grew up like brothers. You know what I'm saying? We cried. We didn't want to separate from each other for nothing, man. You know, we was all we had, man, from the mud to the bathtub. You ever had that cousin you grew up and you took a bath with the nigga, y'all in there?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's how close me and him was. We cried and I didn't want to leave, man. My mother moved me out to Cali like around about 14, 15. And I was just stuck in the streets, you know. She was young and she took a young son. I got to Cali right around time of Rodney King beating, peace
Mm.
treaty and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to I was always a thinker, man. I was always alone in a thinker, so I always thought ahead, man. So I had to change how I think and adjust to a whole new lifestyle, man. That was a lot on me. And not having no family and you stuck in the concrete jungle, it was, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but God blessed me to make it back and I ain't come back in the box. So that's
For
what that
sure.
was. Yeah.
Man, that's a crazy story. Let me ask you, did you ever get involved in the gang life?
In the gang life, before I left St. Louis, we used to go to Saints, and everybody out in the 8 bar was already, we know we was trying to, back then we didn't know no better. Everybody wanted to be a part of something. And I
Yeah.
think when the movie Colors came out, man, a lot of cats from Cali came out here. We was too young to,
Yeah.
process what was really going on. We didn't know it had all to do with the game. You dig what I'm saying? But out in UNC, my guy, my family was all like 6 O's. You know what I'm saying? Like that, but we didn't really know nothing about that. But when I moved to Cali,
Yeah.
I mean, we young. I'm talking about 13, 14. Back then it felt good to be a part of something. I remember it felt good to be a Bay or a Eel, a Muslim.
Yeah.
What up, Mo?
Yeah.
What up,
Yeah.
soldier? Before that, it was the Christian and the Baptist people battling. Before that, it was the Black Panther. So I
Yeah.
think when the Crip and Blood shit came along, a lot of us didn't know what the fuck it was. We just wanted to be a part of something
Yeah.
and feel
That's
like
real.
we was a part of something. So yeah, I jumped off. A lot of my family was claiming Hoover's 107 and 6 O's and shit like that. And when I moved to Cali, my whole perspective of that shit changed
Mm.
because I got to Cali, I touched down, I'm by myself, no homies, no family, no brother. So it was the peace treaty, of course, but them real sets. And you can't go out there and just tell me you a kitchen crib. They like, nigga, we don't know you. Or a 6 or you a
Mm-hmm.
Hoover. So, but when I got out there, I was discovered by some nutty blocks. You know what I mean? They liked
Yeah.
my style because I jumped living with my daddy at 13, that man grew me up fast. When I moved to Atlanta, my dad was the type of nigga to spoil you and give you Nintendos and the shit you want. And so I remember it was my birthday and I asked for some dope man Nikes in the starter cap because I think BBD was out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? With Poison. You ever see Hammer? We all wanted the Hammer pants with the gold shoes, tassels, or some BBD shit. You know what I'm saying? And dope man Nikes, NWA, you know what I mean? And we
Mm-hmm.
want to keep up, but my daddy wasn't the type to do that. And so one day I went to school all day, couldn't wait to get home and and see if he got my shit. I walk in the house. He said, your stuff in there on the bed, but it wasn't shit. I wanted this nigga that went to Marshalls and bought me some LA Gears. You did? And it was
Yeah.
LA Gear was only written on the shoe one time. So I know, guys, you try to turn it what angle, they just wouldn't
Yeah.
hit, man. And from that
Right.
day, shit, I became a man that day, man. I said I never wait on nobody to give me nothing. You
I'm gonna go
dig?
get it myself. Yeah.
And so I was a restaurant called Piccadilly at the time. I think Piccadilly still exists, but I was on my way home from school and they needed a busser. So I went in there. They hired
Yeah.
me to bus tables and do dishes. So at the 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? They're like making a little 500 some dollars every 2 weeks. That's all I needed. And so
Damn
by
right.
the time I moved back to St. Louis with my mama, I felt like I was man. I buy my own clothes, buy my own food. I remember she tried to whip me and I grabbed a belt like, what you doing? I'm a
Mm-hmm.
man now, you know.
Yeah.
But when I got back to St. Louis, she used to move to my mother was staying in Granite City at the little army base. So I go over there and visit her, and I got a little job at the commissary. And I would go out every day after school. I'd go over there and make me $150 every day. And I kept a shoebox full of money. I had, and I would get back over to Gus, because Gus always was popping on there
Yeah.
watching each
I'm
other.
here.
I go down there, get my Patrick Ewings, my black top Reeboks, or whatever I wanted, or go to Union Station. You did before they
Mm-hmm.
stopped making us go down there with do rags on. I go down there, go to Northwest Plaza, and so all I knew was to get money and take care of myself. And I had an uncle that was a Grand Sheik in Farmington. He get out of prison, he come live with us. And them old OGs, man, they was into leather coats and suits and silk shirts. And so
Yeah.
my uncle gave me that game. Like, so I
Mm-hmm.
was a young nigga going to school with a bankroll in my pocket to buy some donuts. I pull out the whole bankroll flossing. But
Yeah.
then some days I'm dressed hip hopish. And then my other days I'm dressed like a straight up OG. You hear me? My
Yeah.
teacher's like, who is this motherfucker sitting in the back of my class with this leather coat on and hat? and
Yeah.
Stacey Adams on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was kind of how, I was born in this shit, man. Cause like I
Yeah.
said, my daddy was a player, man. You know what I mean? And I used to watch him get dressed. As you young, you always look up to your daddy, but
Damn right.
my daddy would take me around St. Louis and Walnut Park. He had a bitch on Thekla, a bitch over here, motherfucker all the
Yeah.
way in East St. Louis. And I would never snitch on my daddy. I knew at a young age because they had daughters. So he let me hang with him. And
Yeah.
that gave me extra. Back then, I knew I was a player since I was born because 4, 5
Yeah.
years old, I'm ready to do the oochie coochie. I
Type
couldn't
shit.
wait to get to one of my daddy girlfriend's houses and y'all
Uh-huh.
go in there and go to bed. Oh, it's bedtime. You hear? I get to
Yeah.
play with the night.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would wake up in the bed with him and another woman, brown
Yeah.
kitty nipples in my face. And he getting dressed. My daddy always wore suits and he always had the biggest cars, Lincolns. And you dig? I remember back then we didn't have to wear seatbelts, but we be sliding down Grand. There's a little donut shop right there. What's that? Grand and Page, somewhere Martin Luther King. And
Okay.
every time he turned the corner, you slide all the way across the seat. So I was already infatuated. When I get big, I can't wait to get a car with some leather seats. You heard me? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A caddy, Lincoln. My daddy kept caddies and Lincolns and limos and shit, man. 5, 6 in the morning, he wiping that bitch down. You did,
Yeah.
and I would be
Yeah.
standing there watching him. So I'm soaking up everything. He
Mm-hmm.
presented me guns, the suits. That was my
Yeah. Getting
daddy
that
back
game
then.
from him.
Yeah, and then my uncle, he was a Muslim Moor Science Temple. He
Okay.
taught Islam and Farmington for years. He was a
Okay.
right ear with Louis Bay them and all them. And so he
Yeah.
gave me the game from another aspect. He was a street hustler, and he had the biggest habits with the biggest pockets type shit. So between my
Mm-hmm.
daddy and my uncle Steve right ear, that's why all that was instilled in me. So about the time I got to California, I was already had my own season. It was
Yeah.
and then my granddaddy was from East Oakland. My granddaddy was gigolo pimp player motherfucker. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so and that's how I kind of inherited that shit. But when I got to Cali, like I said, I was the only black dude at the school with a car. You know what I
Damn.
mean? Cause my mother, she just dropped me off in Cali and she just was gone. And she
Mm-hmm.
would just be gone chasing her career. And she left. She had a little Mitsubishi Mirage. She said, "Here goes." She got me an apartment, and she gave me the keys to the car, and she left me a checkbook. And she
Damn.
and she would be all the way in Virginia, trying to advance her career. And I was all the way in Cali. My whole high school year, I didn't have no family, nobody there.
Damn.
But
But
I
you
was
stood on your
always
10.
third. But I
Yeah.
was always third. When my mama did show up, her house wasn't never tore up.
Yeah.
It
Square
was,
business.
I was always grown. I always had grown sense, man. But uh, like I said, I was the only black dude at the school with a car. And I wrecked the Mitsubishi Mirage and on the Super Bowl Sunday. I was going to watch the Super Bowl and the tow truck hit me. I had glass all in my face. But fast forward with the tape, the lawyer ended up sending a check in the mail. And my mama like,
Mm.
that check, don't cash. Nigga, I got out of school one day and I checked the mailbox. You dig? And that check was in there. And they charged me a big penny to cash. It was like 20 bands, you hear me? But I
Damn.
remember going to a check cashing place and busting that motherfucker down. You
Yeah.
did. They charged me a high percentage. I did it, but I ended up going to buy. When she came back, I had a Thunderbird. You know what I'm saying? This '94, I'm riding around Cali in the '94 Thunderbird. And
Damn.
shit, at that time, I had I was working at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles back in the day on Pico on the Bread. So I would
Okay.
get out of school and I would go to San Pedro and work one job. Then I'd shoot up and go to LA to Pico on the Bread to work at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah.
That put me in the Herb Hudson, man. Herb Hudson, shout out to Herb, man. He put me in a big position. Uh, they took me in. They took me under their wing, man. And I was like 16, 17, working at Roscoe's fresh. Like a lot of stars are coming there. I mean, back then, Prince had a club called Glam Slam downtown LA. And when that club closed, everybody piled up on Pico and La Brea. I'm talking about everybody, man. Tyrone Turner, man. Tommy from Moore. You can go on, man. I done seen everybody. Everybody met me because I was the host. I welcome everybody in, sit them down, and give them
Okay.
their little menus and shit. And I met the producer from Bone Thugs and Harmony back then, DJ Unique, and they would come up there. Some people would come up in there, celebrities, and they'd give me some money because nobody wanted to wait in that long line outside. So they'd give me some money, man. Can we get the next table? Where Ronnie at? Where Ryan? They'd find me and I hook them up with the table, or sometimes they throw me a little bag or something. Oh man, hey, when the next table come, we finna go to the store. What you want us to bring you back? Sometimes they bring me back fifth or something, man. I poured in the cup. I'd be at Roscoe's just chilling, meeting, and I had a ball, man. Yeah, yeah. So
For sure.
that
For
that
sure.
was that was that point in Cali, man. You know, that was like the beginning years in Cali.
Yeah. Now, I'm glad we talking about the beginning because I gotta ask you, man. What age did you find your artistry, man? What age was you when you knew I was gonna put these words together and shit?
Well, I had already started writing music my life, cause like I said, being the only child, basically, my sister got 3, 4 years on me, so she was never really around. So I always, the teacher at school English class, they always make you keep a journal and write your thoughts, and that's how I started kind of like writing music. And then when I got to Cali in high school, I would I met a guy named Rico. He had a studio at his house. He used to work with Cypress Hill and the Wolf Pack. And I would get out of school and go to his house and record in his garage. He had a studio in his garage. And back then we had the reel to reel. You used to have to go buy you some reels and record on them. And so
Mm.
I would get out of school and go record at his house. And then I had joined the drama club because you know what I'm saying, I was trying to stay out the way, you know, trying to do different things, but I started performing during the pep rallies and all that shit, assemblies and shit. You dig? And so that's how I started doing music. And then like I said, I was the only black dude at the school with a car, but it was three little cats that I fuck with. In Cali, you go to school at one. In St. Louis, you either black or white. In
Right.
Cali, you
Right.
got
Right.
Cambodians, Mexicans. It's a small pack of everybody there. So
Yeah.
but the three little black cats, you nigga, my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? I would take them to go to their house after school. I would drop them off at home. You
Yeah.
did? And they would like to play the Sega and smoke they blunts. And so they'd go up to the room. I never video. I was always in some player mode shit. They upstairs playing the game. I'm downstairs knocking their mama homegirl down on the sink type shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
one day I was over there and my homeboy I met from Nutty Block, you know, he liked my style. There was just something about me. He dug like, damn, homie, where you from? I'm from St. Louis. And and then shit, we just started kicking it after that. He started taking me, you know, through Compton. You dig? I was square and shit. I ain't really
Yeah.
know what work was and shit at the time, but he became a big brother to me, man. And and we just locked in, and it was just like family. And then it was another homeboy he used to run with that was like from Palmer Block, my homeboy Dre. You know, it was always real Mac and Dre from that day on, man. You know what I'm saying? But my homeboy from Nutty Block, he had went to school in North Long Beach, Jordan, but he knew Snoop from high school. So after I graduated from high school, I got introduced to the other game, the game of the world. And I went out to Ohio and I was cool. I did good with myself. But this was like, I graduated in 95. So this is like 94, 95. And I remember them calling me up and saying Pac had got out of, Pac had just got out and Mike Tyson was having a fight in Vegas. So they, real, you coming back to Cali? Woo, woo,
Yeah.
this and that. I'm like, yeah, I'll be out there. I'll be out there. So I left Columbus, Ohio, and I stopped through St. Louis. And I had bought a 318 i BMW out there. I'm 18 years old with a BMW. Back then, I was innocent. The car was a car to me. I was going to get like a little Grand Dam. I just needed something to move around Ohio in. But when I went to holler at the car dude the next day, he said, man, this ain't even you. He said, I got something for you. He said, wait right here. And so when he pulled back to the front of the car dealer shop, he came in the black Beamer with the peanut butter guts rhubarb. He test drive it, test drive it. I test drive it, came back. He said, you want it, you want it. I copped it. You dig? I came
Yeah.
back, slid
Yeah.
through St. Louis back. I came through St. Louis, it was like 94, 95, where everybody used to go to the Flamingo, the living room, pink slip and all that shit had been popping, but Flamingo, my way on Goodfella and West Flores, and we hang at the living room, the Flamingo down there on Jackson Cali, we ride around, and I didn't even know what kind of car I had. I thought a car was a car, but everybody made a big deal out of my car. This little nigga driving the Beamer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so anyway, I hung around in St. Louis for a minute, and then I shot on to Cali, man. When I got to Cali, man, the homies had already had left for Vegas and shit. You did, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Rest
it
up
did.
Tupac.
But yeah, it did. But I brought all that to say this was one day we riding on the west side of Long Beach, me and my homeboy, and Snoop pulled up on the side of us in the he had like a brown or a bronze like Land Cruiser, and we ride with the windows down, the roof back. And so Snoop was saying, what up, little Mac? He see the homeboy. And then he was like, man, y'all coming down to my house. I'm having a football game. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come down there this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And we having a football game. Y'all come down. But at the same time, my homeboy they already seen the gift in me because they would take me through Compton and I was drinking Hennessy and 8 balls but 40s before I was even old enough to drink because these was OGs. I'm in high school and these niggas are already 6, 7 years older than me. So they was having me at the LADOs, the Brothers of Sons, and they had me all around LA. But so the homeboy was like this, like, hey man, shit, we going down there to fuck with Snoop. Snoop had a crib out in Claremont, California. So he like, man, we going down to fuck with them. He say, just, we gonna plug in, but this the game plan, man. We gonna get our money right, and then we gonna go back and jam with Snoop now. You did, but somehow some shit went left in the street game that I don't even want to talk about now, where it
Yeah.
had everybody not seeing eye to eye, falling out with each other. So our game plan to go back and fuck with Snoop never worked out because they used to take me through parties and we would just drinking and then I just get to rapping. We be flowing, we be in Compton. I don't care where we was at, man. Sometimes we be in Blood Hoods because we used to have pit bull Sundays in Compton where like
Okay.
niggas had pit bulls and we go fight the pit bulls all day. And we
Yeah.
niggas get to rapping and they like, damn, now, hey, Matt, cuz, where your little homie, man? This the little homie from St. Louis, cuz. And what up, what up? That's just a little homie too real from St. Louis, cuz. Woo, woo, cuz need to be on, cuz need to be on. And then that
Yeah.
was the plan to get me on. You dig? This was this was 94, 5, you dig? And so
Yeah.
but our game plan never came from flourishing. But anyway, my big homies used to always introduce me to LA females like me because I was taught different. I was country. So they had bitches that had little sisters and partners, and
Mm-hmm.
I was always getting shuffled something. Hey, cuz, where we gonna go tonight, man? Watch what hood you go in, cuz. What bitch you fucking, man? Pay attention, real, what hood that bitch stay in, man. Look, you take the car. When I paid you, cuz, you come slide and get me, and then we gonna pick Dre up and wop, this and that. And
Yeah.
yeah. So that was that. My homie Mac, man. I looked up to Mac. Mac was a real Compton Crip, man. Had the long hair ponytail,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had the afro, but he did my style. But I kind of inherited the Cali style because he would have his baby mama do the little homie hair, and so they
Yeah.
started doing my hair. And so by the time I got to come back to St. Louis, everybody thought I was from Cali. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Off of hairstyle, you did. You know, but
for
our
sure.
game plan to fuck with Snoop never worked. But I was already locked in because when we went to play the football, me and Warren G got to chopping it up tough. And I met Big Trade E. You did, you know, Big Trade E told me he was born at home with G. Phillips. And my homie from the east side. Shout out to Trade E, man. But I got
Yeah,
locked in
shout
with
out
them
Trey
real.
Lee. Shout out the homie Big C Style.
Yeah, yeah. That's another one I got to tell you about because that's my nigga. I just talked to Style a couple months ago.
Just talked to him a few days ago.
Okay, that's where you got to let them know. You hear me? That's my
Yeah,
nigga. You hear me? Me and Lil Style, we used to slide, but I hadn't even got to that point yet. I was gonna speed up to that point, but like when I got locked in with the Long Beach cats, I started. Long Beach. It was parts of Long Beach remind me of St. Louis, and my homie used to send me down there. He introduced me to one of his baby mamas that had a partner. I used to go over there and spend the night and with her and shit. But I started hanging in Long Beach more. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was fucking with Compton niggas, Warren G used to sometimes call me. He'd call me up, man. Dog had Doghouse Radio back in the day at Power 106 up there in Burbank. And so every
okay,
Saturday from 12 to 4, so Warren G would let me slide up there with him and we go to the radio station and then I had met Big C Style too. So when I met Big C Style really got a big love in St. Louis. He got family out here, him and Lil
that's what
Style.
he said. He
You
told me
did?
that.
Yeah, yeah. So they about the 19th and Grand, they be over in that area, but I didn't know that. So but when they found out I was from St. Louis, Style used to fuck with the homie Wack out in the 8 Ball, you dig? And my homie Brandon and BG, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas, man. So when he found out I was from St. Louis, Big Style always had mad love for me, man. I was a young nigga. He's OG, of course. But one day we was at King Park in Long Beach, and I had locked my keys in my car. Style shot me all the way to the crib. But me and Lil Style, we used to be together every day. You dig?
Okay,
My little style, I go up, his grandmama stayed up on Avalon, the 85th. I slide up there and get him, and we was outside all day long. That's my niggas. You hear
yeah,
me? I'm talking about and we used to chill over the homegirl Ann house over in Long Beach. We would meet up every morning about 6, 7 in the morning. You got corrupt dads there. It's early in the morning, niggas blowing and
yeah,
everything. And I was, I was young and I never tried hard to try to extra fit in. But them
mm-hmm,
niggas, my niggas though, man, look, corrupt, man. Me and Superfly, we play the PlayStation, play football, blowing blunts. Big Style like to go fishing. So he'd
yeah,
come back with some fish and we'd go in the kitchen to fry the fish and
okay,
yeah. So and that was the
okay,
move back then. So that was the plan. But like I say, I was a little low then, a young cat player,
yeah,
man. It was it was one day Nate Dogg say, man, this politics, and I never knew what he meant by that. You know what I mean? But I
yeah,
guess, but then it dawned on me. I guess if I would have went out there and rep LBC to the fullest, or rep Compton to the fullest, it probably would have been easier for me to squeeze in the game. But I
yeah,
went out there sticking true to my STL roots because
yeah,
you got false flaggers and you got transformers. And I done seen niggas get quoted on the hood at 40 years old. That ain't no good look. Or niggas claim one thing and then they go claim something else. Or I done seen niggas from out of town come to Cali and try to fit in with niggas. And then I was always my own man. I ain't never want to be no little local. Nobody telling me what to do. I always want to have control over my own decisions. It being,
yeah,
trying to fit in. Sometimes you put yourself in a situation where niggas punking you and telling you what to do. Especially, I'm outnumbered. I'm from St. Louis, so I ain't want to be in a position to where
yeah,
niggas little oak me, man. Like, man, yeah. So I never. My homie Dre used to always say, "Cuz when the nigga hit you up real, what you gonna tell him where you from? St. Louis." You did? And there was two
mm-hmm,
things finna happen, and then it actually happened. You either gonna say, nigga, we love St. Louis, we fuck with St. Louis, nigga, or it's some nigga like on they super blood that day or they super crip shit, nigga, fuck St. Louis, nigga, we don't know nothing about that shit out here, cuz, or blood. And and depending on shit, it was just takeoff season, man. You know I'm from
uh-huh,
that point. You did, you heard
yeah,
me?
yeah,
So my view of being a gangster gang bang, I never ran with a pack for real. I always had to fend for myself. You dig and stand up. I ain't have no cousins to run to my rescue and cuz these niggas tripping over, even though I had homeboys to tell me cuz something ever happened, cuz call us. And nigga, we got whatever, nigga, we'll be around here. But it's a lot of days some shit popped off while running the house, cuz it's finna go. But I'm already putting on my boots before they get over there. Shit, I done popped off already. Now
Mm-hmm.
I stayed on 20th and Lime on Lime Block. You hear me?
Okay.
And Long Beach. But sometimes it's days I had static. You did. And you know, I ain't trying to make myself sound like no super gangs. I was just always doing what I had to do to
Yeah.
survive. But at the same time, what's in you in you. You feel me? You
No,
know
that's
what I'm
real.
saying? So I wasn't ever trying to be more than what I was, but I had much love. Shout out to my TFA niggas in Long Beach, man. What up, Sly Five, rest in peace, Pie, Reggie, Radio, OG Radio. You know what I'm saying? Little Joker, Big Joker. What up, y'all? But them was my cats, man. The Double J, them. You know, the niggas from the hood, and all my nigga gangster, man. You did ass wide. But yeah, I had but by the time I always had to carry my own weight, basically. You
Yeah.
did, and that's just how I grew up, man. I ain't had nobody to ever take up for me. I ain't got no big brothers. But one
Mm-hmm.
thing I do, I wasn't finna never let nobody treat me.
Yeah.
You
No, that's
dig? And
real.
I'm not trying to even make myself sound like I'm no super whatever, but
No,
I
but
just
yeah,
what's
yeah,
in you, in you.
yeah. No, for real. Yeah, square business. Square business.
Mhm.
Uh, Now in 2003, you linked up with Loudy on the track. How that happen?
Yeah, man, because we was staying in Long Beach, right? But my kid's mama, I had caught a case out there too. Uh, But I chose her because she was most loyal when I was in the LA County jail and I got shipped to Linwood and shit. She got me out, she paid, baby, I'm getting you out of here. I got you house arrest. But you know, my kid's mama from out there, she from Watts. But she's a go. She's a red bone, red nose man, feisty as a motherfucker. She a go. And but she pop off. And there's a lot of days. The reason why I had to get down because of her, because I'm the type of I got a real humble spirit about me, man. I ain't cocky, but I ain't no coward. Motherfuckers feel me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real is what you feel, you dig? So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have personal problems. A lot of my problems stem from other shit. But she got us kicked out of our crib in Long Beach and we end up staying in hotel rooms and shit. And then I say, fuck this shit. I ain't been to St. Louis. I'm going somewhere where somebody gonna take me in. You
mm-hmm.
did? And when I got here, my heart got broke because nobody wanted to take a motherfucker in. But we had 5 kids and one in the stomach at the time. You did?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so we came out here. It wasn't even like that, but we came out here, trying to get settled. We slept in cars and hotels and then we finally ended up getting settled. And I even forgot how I met Lottie. Now I think about it, I can't even we have to talk to Lottie to see how we met.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I met him and I remember he stayed out in Bell Fountain, past Bell Fountain 270 somewhere. And I would ride out to his house and he had the studio. And we would go down there and make misfit music. And it became misfits because I didn't claim nothing. When growth development kicked in, it's like like no, St. Louis niggas don't believe I'm from home because I've been gone so long. And then I'm not really from out there. And my uncle,
yeah,
I had an uncle, Don Juan, came to Cali with me and he watched me moved around trying to get ahead in the game. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But we just could never find our lane, man. You ain't no dick riders, no kiss ass, even though I was amongst a lot of cats. If it wasn't flowing like water, then I wasn't finna force it. You feel me?
mm-hmm.
So even and then it was like Nate Dogg said, it was politics. It was other niggas in the little Long Beach niggas trying to get in. So with me, they didn't want me to get close to Snoop. They didn't want me
Mm-hmm.
to, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of shit got blackballed. Like, niggas found a reason to, go
Yeah,
make some other shit happen. So I get back home. Shit, I met Lottie on the track. I forgot how I met Lottie though, man. But I know we went down to uh his studio and we made some great timeless music. Can you there?
yeah,
Yeah, man, Lottie, man, we made some great timeless music that never got heard, man. I mean, it didn't go past the family and people we knew. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But we got a platinum app. I say outdated, but a lot of shit just genuine
Yeah.
timeless,
You
man.
just gotta
And
redrop
you
that
know what I'm
shit.
saying? So that's where the legacy kind of began. But I was recording and I was recording out in Cali before that. Ice Cube, the one that encouraged me to make my first demo tape. You hear me?
Okay.
I was already getting out of school, going to my homeboy Rico house, but then I met Ice Cube on peak at the Roscoe's at Sunset and Gower in L.A. in Hollywood one day, and he like, man, he was working with Heavyweight Records and Dane Webb them, and he like, man, go make a demo tape. And I'm like, what's a demo tape? This how young and innocent I'm in. He like, man, just go put 4 songs together and get back with me. He gave me the chord. But I never got back with him because I ended to get popped off in some dope in Eastside Long Beach. And I got
Mm.
locked up and I just never followed suit. But I end up meeting another guy, Orton Lowe. He had a studio on Vine, Sunset and Vine across from Capitol Records. I would go record with Art. That was the demo tape I had out of Long Beach, the shit I did with Art and Lowe. And that was a classic. And matter of fact, Dr. Dre got to hear my shit because one day Warren G told me to meet with him at one studio, and then we jumped in the limousine and we drove all the way through Burbank and we ended up at Dr. Dre's studio. And when we got there, the world didn't even know who Eminem was. I didn't even know, but he was sitting there. They was working on something. And we didn't even go up there for that, but I had my A-Dad in my pocket. And I just interrupted them. And I had a song called Saint Lo Gangster, you know. And I played it for Dre. And Dre listened to it. But sometimes we could be too sensitive and take shit the wrong way. Dre, it didn't dawn on me till later, but I thought he was denying me when it really wasn't that. He wasn't rejecting me. He just tapped me on the shoulder and say, come with me. He took me in the hallway. He say, man, yeah, we just got to work on your delivery. But being young, I'm thinking he like saying, nigga, you ain't good enough. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Yeah.
that moment right there. You know what I mean? That was my California demo tape. But when I came to St. Louis and met Lottie, we made some more shit. I ain't never stopped doing that shit, but I beat myself up every day by
Yeah.
not even. Instead, when Dr. Dre hit me on the leg and say, man, we just got to work on the delivery. You
Yeah.
did? I was
Yeah.
supposed, my reactions was supposed to be like, when we could do it. Or can I
Yeah.
go in there
Yeah.
right now? You heard me?
Uh-huh.
And like, you know what I'm saying? And I
Oh, that's
passed
real.
that opportunity never came again after that day. But what you had asked me something, I was trying to get to the point, but I think I'm just
No, no,
talking
you got
all
to the
around
point. You
shit. I
got to
got
the
so
point.
much to
Yeah,
tell.
you got to the point. On to the next question. Can you inform the people about the TV show you was just shooting?
Hey, turn your volume up. You sound real low.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, you real low. I got my
Yo, yo,
volume all the way up.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you lightweight. It's real light still, but I can hear you.
Yeah, can you inform the people about the TV show you was just involved in?
Yeah, I was just involved. It's my homeboy, man. Shout out to Fraccavelli, man, and Omega Edwards, man. The Ozone, they filming the Ozone, the new show coming out. And then they got Through the Garage, which is Fraccavelli show. And so yesterday, Freck had, it's about bringing KC and Missouri together. So it was Kansas City cats, St. Louis cats. We all trying to bring the unity and love, you know what I mean, together. And so Freck hit me up yesterday and had me meet up with them, and they were shooting the episode. And so I went out to support because Freck a real one, you know what I'm saying? Omega a real one and shit. So I just went through there to support. So when I got there, Rebel Waters was there. Zeus Rebel Waters, Rucker Puff. Me and him go a
Yeah.
long way back because I came across Rebel when I first came from Cali. You know,
Okay.
I met him at a car show like in 2004. And for through the years, yeah, we always ran into each other, but never locked in. But we chopped it up yesterday, and then the one cast that sang "My Life Is Like a Whirlwind,"
Yeah,
they was
tell
there
them hey.
yesterday, and there was a few more people there, man. The other cat I was trying to tell you about earlier, Brasco. You heard me? What's his name? He tried to drop some. He was dropping some a few years ago. I think that was him that was there, but we didn't
Okay.
lock in. But I recognized him. I say, look, I recognized him. He was Brasco or something, Brasco or something. I don't
Damn,
know
I'm
if
gonna
you
have
familiar.
Nah, I'm gonna have to check into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Forgive me, fam, if you
No, you
see
good.
this
You know
this
you good.
video, man. But I had
Oh yeah,
recognized you yesterday, but then lock in with you because you got to be careful when, you know, either you never know what's on other people's minds sometimes. You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? It don't cost nothing to be kind, but you still got to respect another person's mind. So some
That's
people you
real.
don't get to shake their hand on the first rip, and some people you
Uh-huh.
just automatically be like, but
For
some
sure.
people looking, some people you can tell who reading you before they lock in with you. So it was like one of them type deals.
Yeah. So how did you meet Benzino?
I met Benzino because uh I met Benzino, man. That's a long, long story how I met Benzino. I met Benzino because my partner Clint Eastwood, Scotty Collins, man, the Studio 618. Shout out to Studio 618 on the east
Okay.
side, man. Me and him locked in when I got back from Cali. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
met him because of one of my Cali niggas from Grave Street, my homeboy Crazy Walt. Shout out to Crazy Walt. But my
Shout out
Crazy
to
Walt always kept me connected some kind of way. I remember like in 2005 or 6, my partner Crazy Walt was out here with Kevin Hart, and we went to the Pink Slip and shit. And this was before Kevin Hart even was famous. We was at the Pink Slip, and you know what I'm saying? And he'd be with Mike and said, my homeboy Crazy Walt, he plugged in, but he was always been like a family member, brother, man. No matter where I'm at, he always man, he knew when Cali niggas come to St. Louis, he always had them, man, call my nigga real out there, you did. And so he come, so he one year, Dr. Dre's son had came out here, him, Dr. Curtis Young, and Hardhead, and and another one of my homeboys you did. And so when they flew in, they called me and they was over there jamming with my homie Clint. I ain't even know Clint at the time, but I met Clint because of my Cali plug. And so when I met Clint, we just met some niggas you just meet and you feel like family off the top. And I got a couple brothers like that. Benzino one, you dig? Where y'all just meet and lock in. But Clint locked in, and we've been business partners ever since, man. Like just mad little brother. Some shit you can't even explain. You dig?
yeah.
We don't talk every day, but you know the love just genuine. It's there. And so
Mm-hmm.
we locked in, and one day he was like, man, we was throwing reggae concerts and blues concerts, and I would help be on the back, you know what I'm saying, the blind side of it, motherfucker didn't even know I was a business partner. I'd be in the crowd with people that what you call a silent business partner. I was
Yeah.
like one of them, you know what I mean? And so one day he was like, man, go to the airport, man, Rhea, go pick up Benzino. So I slide to the airport, I picked Benzino up, and just his aura and his everything reminded me of my Uncle Don Juan, the original Misfit. But you know what I mean? He reminded me
Yeah.
just of family. So the day he jumped in the car with me, we just kind of like, it was dope. It was just you can't even explain it. I took him up to King's Chinaman up on Grand and Kasu, and we was chopping.
Oh, that's who he
I
was
had a
talking about.
penthouse
He
on
was
the
talking
west
about
side.
you then.
I'd take him back to the crib, and we just
He
locked
said
in, and
that.
we've been jamming like brothers ever since, bro. It's just like
Man,
crazy love. Shout out to Benzino, man.
shout out
Big shout
Benzino,
out to
man. On my
Benzino,
mom.
man.
For sure,
That's
for
my
sure.
brother. I love. We ain't talked in a minute. We both got some shit going on, but we know what it is. You dig?
Yeah,
You did,
most
man. Got to
definitely.
explain the love or none of that shit. You did,
Yeah,
nigga. I got some real brothers but I never had a brother. You know, like I said, my mama had 2 kids, but God put solid brothers in my life along the way, man. And I thank God for everybody He sent my way so far, man. You did.
for sure, for sure. You got any new music you working on?
Man, not now, man, because I'm pushing that. Hey, I got some dope ass shit, bro. You know what I mean? Not to toot my own horn,
Yeah,
but it's just you just know it's authentic and real when you just do it and it come out like that, man. Like I did some real life like Jay-Z, Lil Wayne shit. You dig? Like
yeah,
bro, I done
yeah.
went in the studio. Z done hooked me up with Mike the Rockman, some producers down in Atlanta. And
Okay.
Mike the Rockman, he produced for Future. And I'm still working with him. We still got an EP we trying to put out now. We gonna put
Okay.
out. I'm trying out my vocabulary. We gonna put out, man. As soon as
Yeah.
God open the doors and the gates for me, we gonna get back to work. But I was down in Atlanta, man, and I went to the studio, man, at like 2, 3 in the morning. And when I got there, the producer was playing, he had this track on. Shit, I went to the bathroom, came back, I put the headphones on, and I was at the time, I got the trucking business, after long, that's how I provided for myself for a long time. I started
Okay.
buying trucks and owning trucks. And so I was getting the money, so I really couldn't really smoke for real. But I went to the studio and I had a 50 Henny, but I hit the blunt. I asked the producer, I said, let me hit that. And I'm already buzzing out the Henny. And
Yeah.
I hit the blunt and he had the track on. And I put the headphones on and I just went in. And that's my song called Having My Way. I didn't write that. I didn't write none of that. It just came out. And when Z
Yeah.
heard it, he like, real, that's a hit. So me and Z, we went on tour. Me, him, and Natalac. Shout out to my man Natalac, man. Jacksonville Pimp, baby. We went on tour. And everywhere we go, Z be like, real, cuz we got the, hey bro, put that on. And so
Yeah.
we done been to state, rocking clubs. And a lot of times, by me being so much older, I don't like to try to give off the vibe like I'm trying to fit in with the youngsters or trying
Yeah.
to take or be a Lil Wayne. I ain't trying to take nobody place, man. I'm an OG. Like I said, I met Dr. Dre and I didn't get in the game, my time passed, but what's in you, in you. That's
Yeah.
like telling the fisherman, you 50, don't go fishing no more, don't go bowling. Cause your hobby is your hobby and what you love is what you love, man. You put a motherfucker around what they do, they gonna do it. That's like telling Magic Johnson, he ain't gonna shoot a basketball again. I guarantee you that man still pick up a ball and be like, ha, you
Yeah.
did. So I get around some music, I'm still gonna, if we vibing good, energy right, I'm gonna get down. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I ain't even thinking about my age once I'm feeling good and I'm around love and
No,
family.
that's
So
real.
we in the studio, nigga. It's gonna happen. You dig? As
Yeah.
long as the energy right though. You dig? So, but I done made a couple songs with me and Crunchy Black. Shout out to my man Crunchy Black, man. Shout out to Memphis, man. 10 Crunchy Black, man. Man, Crunchy Black. We was jamming hard, man. We did a song, man. We did a couple projects, but it's to the point to where what's in you, you don't need no pen and paper. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the rawest music and the best music is when you hear that shit and you feeling good and you just go from the beginning to the end. And then the
Yeah.
person who's sitting down, anybody can press record, but if you're around a motherfucker that know what they doing and they capture in that moment, they put that
Yeah.
shit together. And damn, nigga, you came in here and did that? You
Yeah.
feel me? So that's how I'm rolling with. I'm in the music because we love it, man. That's just what we do, man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be no, I'm about to be, I'm half of 100 in September, man. I'm a Virgo,
Yeah.
and I'm not even trying to I accept things for what they were, man. Everybody had they shine. You dig out
Mm-hmm.
the loop, and everybody still getting they shine. But the
And I'm glad you
misfits,
just
we've
said
been
that.
slept on, we've been thrown under the rug.
Yeah.
You dig, but we got some classic shit that's still gonna sell to this day because it's authentic, it's original, it's original. You
Yeah.
dig? And I hated my mama moving me out the loop sometime. I'd be
Yeah.
like, man, what life would have been like if I would have stayed here. Or you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Or I don't know, man. I want, I don't know if I missed my opportunity, but I don't think I missed it because I feel like God have our
No,
paths
you ain't
laid out
miss.
for us. So what's meant to happen gonna happen. You
It's
dig?
definitely gonna happen. It was already written before we came here.
Yeah. So right
For
now,
sure.
where I'm at with it, man, we just trying to everybody want to leave a legacy behind. And right now, man, I really ain't too hooked on attention is the new drug, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to get some attention out here, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
thirsty, because I
Yeah.
really don't like to be seen for real. But before I close my eyes, if I can get something to really just make some noise for my grandkids, I'm a grandpa now. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if I could just leave my legacy behind in the universe to even 50, 100 years from now, leave my trademark sometimes. God bless me just to get one song played on the radio go by. I'll be happy. But if not, then I guess I just live the life that you know what I mean?
I believe it's gonna happen, and I got two more questions for you before we get out of here, man.
Yeah.
There's one question I gotta ask you. Nelly and the Saint Lunatics got back together, man. You think that's a good thing for hip hop in St. Louis right now, or really don't matter?
Man, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it really don't matter from no hating sense, cause I don't know anybody. It ain't no hate in my heart for nobody, man.
Yeah,
Like if you ain't real, you ain't right. And if you ain't real, you ain't righteous. So if you gonna be righteous and real in any kind of way, you got love in your heart. I got love for everybody, but shit. I got love for them. I was proud of them when they did what they did, man. I had got out of LA County Jail. Now the judge told me he wasn't gonna let me out unless I pick up a trade or get a job. I ended up going to barber school downtown Long Beach on 4th Street. And I remember somebody brought me the magazine one day because a lot of people knew my potential and my lane out in California. And so I
yeah,
remember somebody brought me the Source magazine and with Nelly on the front. They were like, somebody got on from your city. You hear me? And I
yeah,
wasn't fucked up about it. I was happy, like, cause we was
yeah.
on, you dig? And
Mm-hmm.
and then I ended up on the run, 2002, Twin Towers got knocked down, and I was in LA and I was laying low on 85th and Hoover. And somebody that's when I heard Chingy and shit. And man, Chingy actually from the same section. You did you
Yeah,
know
I'm
what I'm
already here.
saying? So a lot of people like probably wonder why I ain't no blood like everybody else bloods over there, but my path was different from everybody else's.
So hold on, y'all from the same block. So you from
Yeah,
Beacon?
I actually I went to Wallbridge. I started school. Well, I lived
So
on Beacon at the other end, and
oh,
my
okay,
aunties lived right there. On my auntie Vicky, shout out to my auntie Vicky, Tutu Chair, rest in peace, Little Bill,
yeah.
Clovis,
Because I
Carlos,
was
man,
gonna ask you.
all my
I was
family
so
over
gonna
there.
ask you.
My auntie still stay right there on Beacon and Lillian, and Chingy grandmama stay like 3 4 houses down right from my auntie Vicky, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Shout out to my homeboy Famous Amos, Chingy little cousin. Famous a real one, man. Famous Amos, man. Shout out to Famous.
for sure, for sure. Shout out to you too, man. Peace
Yeah,
and
shout
love.
out to Chingaling, man. Them my cats, man. You did.
Yeah, for sure. Last question I gotta ask you, man. What message do you got for the youth?
You say what?
What's your message you got for the youth?
For the viewers, man. Besides this music and attention that everybody trying to pull in on themselves, my message to the world, and I've been shooting this message on a lot of podcast interviews every time I get a chance to speak. I just want the world to God been dealing with me about mastering my emotions. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of killing going on in St. Louis, and killing come from people's in their feelings, man. You dig? And if under the influence, but man, people need to learn how to master their emotions. Control a person that can't control their emotions, can't control their mouth, and your mouth is the first thing that get you killed. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Learn to be quiet, man. Stop taking shit so personal, man. Take 5 more seconds and just go past if you see a situation, man, you got to kind of keep yourself calm and go around it because it's a domino effect, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You run in your mouth, man. My mama told me a long time ago, you ain't the only gangster, and that kind of locked in on me. You ain't the only one with a temper. You ain't the only
mm-hmm.
bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I just want people out there, man, try to master your emotions. You master your emotions, you master your mind. And you know what I'm
That's real.
saying? You dig? And that's how we got to stop the killing, man. We killing because where it ain't no love, you know what I'm saying? It's a loss, you know what I mean? And we losing
Yeah,
a lot of people because it ain't no love out here, man. People getting in their feelings, man. If you can't do something, if you pop a pill and can't handle it, and don't do it. If you didn't do that shit when you was sober,
yeah,
don't do it when you get high because you under the
yeah.
influence, motherfucker. Now you feel like Superman. It ain't just the drinking, it's the pills or whatever you doing. Don't if you can't handle it, don't do that shit, man. You know what
That's
I'm
real.
saying? Everybody feel like a gangster until they wake up and the judge like, hey, $1 million bond. No
Uh-huh.
bed, no, no bond at all. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
if man, I just want everybody out there in the world, man, just man, even in relationships, it ain't got to do with killing, man. Even living in the house with your peoples and with your woman, man. You know what I'm saying? God gave you the first thing God gave us all power over was self-control. He says self-salvation. How you save yourself, you control your fucking emotions, man. Don't give nobody else power on how you feel and think. How other people think and feel and think ain't got shit to do with me. So because you having a bad day and I run into you, you pop off on me, I already know I got to get the fuck away from you. I'm not gonna say nothing back. That's people problem. Gotta have the last word, man. Like I say, that last word to get your head knocked off when you could have still been living. It's just like in Menace to Society. When he say, man, you owe me some motherfucker tat 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 tat, man. I told you I pay you your motherfucking money when I feel like it, nigga. Suck my nigga, you ain't even have to say all that. You
Yeah,
could have
yeah,
said something else and you still would have been leaving, even though that's a movie, but that's shit
yeah.
happened in
No,
real life because people gotta
yeah,
have their last word, man. Control your
yeah.
motherfucking mouth, man. And
That's
that's all
real.
I gotta say. And I control mine. I run around and I be kind and show love to everybody because if you're gonna be like God in any kind of way, if you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
have love in your heart, man, and you gotta demonstrate that love to. You can't have a selective few. You gotta love everybody until they give you that reason.
Yeah.
And you don't stop loving them. Like I say, I'm gonna say respect. You respect everybody until they give you reason not to. But like I tell anybody, I'm not gonna go. I can't go around fighting everybody that don't love me and respect me. I'll be fighting every day.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't make
real.
a person respect me. Somebody don't respect you, don't need to be around you, flat out,
That's real. That's
because it's
real.
gonna lead to some violence. You feel me? You can't. You gonna fight everybody that disrespect you. So
That's
you got to
real.
you got to you got to learn how to eat some shit, man. My daddy used to tell me a long time, man. You got to have tough skin, cause I was a hot head. Motherfucker couldn't tell me shit. I pop out quick. I ain't need no gangster. I ain't need no guns, nigga.
Yeah.
We finna do this shit. But
Mm-hmm.
the with growth and development and through the years, man, I learned to exercise that shit, man. I ain't cocky, but I ain't no coward, man. So stop trying to prove something to motherfuckers you don't even know. What the fuck?
Yeah.
If they
That's
know,
real.
then they know. What the fuck you arguing with a motherfucker you don't know for, man? Just let them go about your business, you go about yours, man. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my message to the world, man. That we need love out here, man. It don't cost shit to be kind to a motherfucker, man. Even if you
Yeah.
kind to a motherfucker and they kind back, then that's one person you know you can't let fully in your motherfucking circle. Just move
Yeah.
around, keep that shit moving. You don't want them in your circle anyway, man. And I just hurt for my city, man, because like I say, man, shit, it ain't just you. Your mama gonna hurt, and all the people around you gonna hurt, man. And
Mm-hmm.
like I say, man, I just keep myself out of situations away from people that's gonna jeopardize my freedom. I tell motherfuckers if they ain't ready for the prison yard or the graveyard, don't act hard, nigga. What is you
Yeah.
ready to go to one of these motherfuckers?
Yeah. That's
I'm not
real.
ready. You hear me? That ain't cause I'm scared.
Yeah. No, that's real
I
shit
just,
though.
I just, there's more shit I want to happen. Now, this is more shit I
Mm-hmm.
got to live for. We use our kids as an alibi, but then your kids grow up and be disrespectful, but you still got grandkids. Now you to fell in love with your grandkids. Nigga, it means something to be a grandfather. Don't make
Yeah.
it to a great grandfather or grandmother. Nigga, we got shit to live for, man. So don't get caught up in the moment, man. Even if your life hard, man, that shit gonna change, man. Faith and patience. You can't have patience without faith and faith without patience. That shit go together, man. So, man, you know, I know life hard for everybody out here. It's hard for me, man. You know, everybody put their fronts up, man, and man, you know, but everybody really hurting on the inside, and we take it out on one another, man. But hey, I want everybody just to hold on, man. You dig? Until real niggas get that bag, or you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say niggas player, you know, P. I'm a
Yeah.
straight P. You dig? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you know. It's some leaders out here. We just ain't got our turn yet. The real ones, is like we coming up. You
Yeah.
dig? Faith and
Most
patience,
definitely.
man. Wait your turn. Don't crash out yet. Don't even crash out, period. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, right when your turn comes, you done caught a case. And now you're like, damn, you don't want to get that car, nigga. We done blew up. You can't even enjoy your family and what they came up on because you done lost your cool, man. So I just want everybody to keep their cool, man, keep their faith and patience out there, man. And much love from the Misfit, man. Ronnie Real, Big Two Real, man. And
For
anybody
sure.
I forgot about, man, I ain't mentioned. I love y'all, man, but it's a whole lot, you know, more than I feel like I'm a nobody, but I know a lot of people and came in contact with a lot of ones, but I love everybody out there, man. Y'all just stay out the way, man. You know
Yeah.
what I
For
mean?
sure. For sure. With that
Straight up.
being said, this is another episode of When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. We out of here. Peace.
Right here. Peace. St. Louis, baby. Worldwide, baby. Misfits, baby. Picasso, much love, baby. You
For
did.
sure.
You
All
know
the
what I'm
time.
saying? Israel Picasso, y'all.